Hey peep, how's it going? Ready for this test? Sure. Okay, so I've already entered in my numbers here. And those numbers correspond to, what I calculated. But keep in mind, you're not going to include the unknown number yet. Your unknowns, you're going to put in towards the end. You're going to draw it in. So first graph is going to be concentration and transmittance, and I have already included those numbers here. So, and also some of the Excel stuff on my computer are going to be a little bit different than the Macs in lab, but I will, show you how it goes. So you highlight it. You're going to go to your, insert, go to your chart. You want to put in a scatter chart. You don't want a line graph, so you want your scatter. And you're just going to do one with just your dots. You don't want to include your line yet, so just dots. And so this is the graph you get. I'm going to move it over. I'm going to make it big so I can, see it. Ooh. All right, so here's the graph. First thing, I don't need a legend right now. With my computer, it usually just generates a legend automatically. But yes, this is what you're going to start off with. First thing is what you're going to do, you're going to just regular click, normal left click on one of your plots here. You're just going to click on any one. And then you're going to right click, add trend line, and you're going to hit add trend line. And then that is going to draw the line. Now on the Max in class, it's gonna show up on this side, like the whole information center will show up over here, and that's where you're gonna choose your exponential line. And then also you can also scroll down a little bit to the bottom of that, and it's gonna ask you, do you want to display your equation on the chart? And yes, you do. You want to display your equation on the chart. And then you can just get out of that. So it's going to display the equation really small. And you can move that, just kind of over here. And you can actually make the font bigger, which, I would like to do. So I'm just going to go back to home and change the font of that little guy. There we go. Maybe a little bit bigger. Boom. Okay, so going back to my chart here. First thing is regular. You want to select your x-axis. See how this box showed up around your x-axis? That's just regular left clicking. Now you're going to right click on it and you're going to go to add minor grid lines. And, all these lines are going to show up. And you're going to do the same thing on your y-axis. Select regular left click and then right click and add minor grid lines. And so all those are going to show up too going across. Now you want to change, that your numbers going across, to make it smaller. So again, select it, right click, format axis this time. And again, it's going to show up on this side. On the Max in class, but this is the same thing here. I'm going to set my max to 21 because I know my number only goes, till about what's the highest? It only goes to 20. That's your highest X. So I'm going to select 21, and then my major, I'm going to have it go by ones. So, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 21, as you can see down here. And then I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to do the same thing on my y-axis. Just select it, and then right-click, format axis. And again, it's going to show up on this side, but mine shows up here. And for me, my highest number is 100. That was what I recorded. My highest number was 100. So I'm just going to do 105 for mine. And then I'm going to do my numbers. I'm going to go by fives. And I'm just going to hit OK. And so look at all the little tiny lines that showed up everywhere. And look at all my nice numbers on the side. And so all those small lines are going to make it easy for you to then draw in your unknown number. So this is all you need to do. I'm going to move this guy back over. And then last thing is, titling, the graph. And it's going to be, your hemoglobin. Just you're going to title it hemoglobin determination. And you would do that for both, if transmittance and your absorbance chart. Boom. Okay, and then I'm going to put in axis titles. And for that, it's going to be, your concentration of your hemoglobin. Oops. Hemoglobin. And then remember it's grams per 100 milliliters. And that's it. And you can always move this guy around, and you can make the font bigger too if you want. And then for your y-axis, I can choose to do it that way. I'll do this. And this is your transmittance. And it's just going to be like transmittance percent, pretty much. That's like the unit. And then you are done from there. All completed. And you don't need to, take this into Word. Emba just had you do it just so you can make it bigger, but you can do that on Excel as well. And you don't need your numbers, so you can even just go ahead and cover up your numbers, make it nice and big. Oh, okay, I didn't like that. Oh, there we go. And if you want, you can go to, kind of page setup. You can go to landscape, so it'll print, nice and big. And then these blue dotted lines will show up, and that's going to show you the border of where it's going to print. So I'm kind of out of the line right now, so I'm going to bring it in to like right there, right on that line. That looks good. And then again, you're just going to go to File and print that little bad boy. And your print preview shows you what it'll, shows what's going to show up. So yeah, that's it.